Hi, thank you for your question. So, for those who don't know, my name's MJ. I'm a trans man. My husband, he's also a trans man. We've been married for, I think, 3 years, but we've been like together on and off for like 6 years. Actually, over 6 years, I think. Look at how handsome he is. But this is him and I back in like, I think 2018 when we first started talking. And like I always say, like neither him nor I was ready for like a relationship at all. So we were both like ghosting each other, mostly me. But we always came back to each other. We couldn't stay away. Now, when we first started talking, he was in Vermont, and it was like an area like 4.5 hours away from me. I was in New Hampshire, but I'm basically in Massachusetts. So for like a year and a half or so, like our relationship was basically like FaceTiming on the phone, it was pretty much all online. He was in trade school, like in training for building construction technology. Me, I was a single parent. Like, it was just hard to find a way to like meet up, especially with that much distance. And also, we were both nervous because, like, listen, we had such a strong connection, and sometimes you meet people in person, and boom, it's just gone. But anyways, I end up ghosting on him again, and this was because I ended up detransitioning for a short period. And during this time, the reason I ghosted on my now husband was because it was a really rough time. Like I was going through a lot. I had to stop testosterone. I made the decision to try to detransition. It was a lot to take in mentally. But also, I get comments a lot, because a lot of people perceive my marriage as like my husband's a cis man, and he just happened to stay with me while I transition to male. Some people will even be like, I hate to tell you this, but your husband's gay because they think I'm a chick that looks like a dude. I'm like, I'm sorry to tell you, sweetheart, my husband's definitely gay. Yeah, my husband, like, I mean, he considers himself a gay man. I always joke that he's like MJ sexual. He'd like me no matter what. I know that he'd always be attracted to me. The theory is like tried and tested as true. But he prefers men. So, like, obviously, when I detransitioned, I was like, shit, he's not going to be attracted to me anymore. And I just kind of, like, dipped out. I was like, there's no point. Well, he ended up reaching out to me and he's like, hey, is the reason you cut ties with me because, you detransitioned and you think I won't be attracted to you? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, you're wrong. I definitely am still interested in pursuing you. And he was telling the truth. Like, I had to barter with him for a while because I was like at my wits' end. Like, we hadn't met, and it had been like almost going on 2 years. Like, I was like, we need to meet in person. Like, come on, dude. So finally, he was like, I'm gonna find a way up there, and he did. This isn't. I'll show you our first date. Hold on. So this is our first date, in person, because I was getting like restless. Like I was like, we have to meet in person. This is ridiculous. It's been forever. And he was at his wit's end too, because I was like hounding him. I'm like, this has to happen, or I'm done. Like I can't do this anymore. It's ridiculous. And he literally borrowed his friend's car. His friend came with him. And him and I, like, we're still sober, but we were sober at the time. And so we weren't gonna like go to a bar. And this was at 2 or 3 a.m. The only other place open was a McDonald's. So that's where we went on our first date. And I was so nervous. I was nervous, that I wouldn't even be able to do it because, I have a lot of anxiety, and at this point, when I detransitioned, I had a lot of anxiety going to public places and shit like that. But I was so comfortable with him immediately, that we stayed there so long, his friend had to, like, bang on the glass to be like, okay, it's time to go. So, yeah, we've been together ever since we got married, during the pandemic. That's us, on our wedding day. So yeah, my husband literally, he's been there for me through it all. He was there with me when I had to go off hormones, obviously, when I detransitioned, when I transitioned back. He was there with me through a custody battle, through when my son's father died. Like he has been through the ringer with me, that dude. So yeah, he's definitely my soulmate.